Hello everyone. It's 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Um, and it was pretty hot outside today. They said it was supposed to have like heat index of 104 or something, or was that yesterday? But right now it is 92 degrees, and it's supposed to be high 96, low 78. So, um, I think it is supposed to rain today, and it's supposed to rain every day this coming week. I need to remind myself to monitor, the weather. So, I was able to finally get breakfast. Um, so, I'm tired. I'm sleep deprived and tired. So, I guess I'll go outside and talk. Because, um, I, hold up. Alright, here we go. Stupid loud cars. So, I was trying to fight against dozing off all morning. Um, and I don't think I got any sleep last night. So, the with the altercation with the young white boy yesterday with all those fake tattoos, they had a abusive, narcissistic, fake perp that commented all the way from Canada to defend that gang stalker. So, a lot of people are in favor with the gang stalkers, and they act like as if they don't see the tactics of what they're doing. So y'all think it's okay to stalk and harass someone just because it's the public. And then when we target, speak out against it, we even get wrongfully permanently banned from public property. So, ever since the illegal swatting and the wrongful arrest with that house last year, the stalkers have been, they would stalk and harass me, and then they would taunt me and rub it in my face about how they could do X, Y, Z, whatever they want because it's the public or because it's public property. Okay, if the property is so public, why am I wrongfully permanently banned from even certain public places? Why was I illegally swatted and wrongfully taken to jail and have to fight false criminal charges? And why can't I get to do what I want because it's the public? If perps can blast music all they want or smoke around me or whatever, but if I say something, I'm the one who's falsely accused of causing a disturbance and being a troublemaker. When I'm defending myself against their harassment against me, just like even when junior high and high school and sometimes elementary school, the bullying is sometimes covert, where, the victims of bullying, regular bullying, don't really get any justice, and the victims of bullying is always falsely mistaken for being a troublemaker. And then when the victim has had enough, it's the reactive abuse or narcissistic abuse. And then the bully is made out to be the victim. And they can get coddled, and defended. Hi. So this fake Canadian perp, I don't remember word for word what he said, but I put it in the most recent community post. And he pretends that he's anti-Illuminati and speaking of Canadian free speech and acting like he's anti-police. But then he defends gang stalkers and flashes satanic hand signs using satanic emojis. But he's telling me I'm going to hell. With the place being so public, why would a complete stranger try to come sit by me and then wait till, and y'all know it's a gang stalking tactic that they do to me, that they come sit by me and strategically wait until they come by me to light up a cigarette and start smoking while I'm doing something like minding my business and trying to have relaxation and peace while listening to my Christian favorite songs. Or they can be, I can sit down and they can be walking by and then stop right by me and then light up a cigarette, and then after they lit it up, then they go walk, and so that they could just force me to smell it. And they smoke cigarettes because they think it makes them a more grown adult. They think it makes them more adult than what they are, which is abusive and narcissistic. But if I try to sanitize because I'm got complex PTSD, severe, I get wrongfully punished, So, if the rubbing alcohol is so toxic, how come in 2022 it healed an infection that I had with athlete's foot? So, when I showed the recently, in one of the community posts, I shared a video of someone else's that talked about gang stalking troublemakers and about how they, do stuff to us targets, like sit in your favorite spot or do this annoying, do that annoying, and gaslight you and make it like when you stand up for yourself, they make it like you're the troublemaker, So, if the place is so public, so is the library. I thought our tax dollars pay for the library and stuff. I thought the Creole Queen boat area and the Riverwalk, if they're so public, why am I wrongfully banned and can't go there? If the Gretna, if the old Gretna ferry area, the levee by that area, if that area is so public, why am I wrongfully banned and can't go back there? And a fake officer that was younger than me. Masculine satanic sodomite, tatted up sodomite. And if that wouldn't have happened, I didn't know that the laws or whatever was supposedly different. I'm just in survival mode. And the stalkers prank called and lied and said that they owned that vacant house. That was illegal swatting, So I've seen in Pensacola houses for sale that are ready to move in, ready for any of the next person to move in. And the cops don't say anything. So, and then I had been instructed by cops to sleep at this abandoned bank, this place that was abandoned. So the stalkers called from out of state, prank called and lied and said that they owned that house. And the officers lied and said that they just randomly drove by patrolling the area and saw me. Nobody said anything for 3 or 4 days, so I thought it was legal. Or they just spinning a narrative to make it falsely make it look like I broke the law because this is part of the gang stalking set up to traffic me. So, yeah, like if the library's public, but I'm fighting 2 false criminal charges. 2 false criminal charges. Because stalkers lied on me. Why can't I have a right to scream out of frustration? Well, I don't want to scream dealing with my Tourette's and stuff, which is involuntary and uncontrollable. And I think someone said yesterday or the day before was National Tourette Syndrome Day, and I didn't even realize till after the fact. It's just like I didn't know that June 1st was National Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day, and I did not know about that. You know. So, if the stalkers are triggering my Tourette's on purpose to make me scream, and then I get told that I'm causing this disturbance and get wrongfully kicked out of and banned from places, but perps can blast loud music in those same places, and they say, oh, it's okay because it's the public. Well, how come noise ordinances don't apply to them? If they try to falsely make it like, oh, Candy's neighbors were just minding their business playing their music and she went to go. Y'all know damn well they were blasting it way loud. And then when the cops come, they hurry up and turn it down to a reasonable decibel on purpose so that when the cops come, the cops try to lie and defend them and lie and say that they're not breaking any rules or laws or anything. And that they're within reasonable limit. And then when the cops leave, they turn the music louder than it was before. Or they refuse to turn it down. Who needs to fucking be forced to have to live like that? Now, y'all constantly trigger me to keep me uptight and angry and high stress all day, every day without a break. And then the little bit of even 5 minutes of a freaking peace and quiet I get falsely accused of being a perp. You know, they're like, oh, because the real gang stalkers wouldn't let you have a break like that. I don't really get to rest. I really can't catch a break. It's like a fake perp family illegally walking out. Both parents and kids, they're all walking out with perp colors. Just now, you know. But it's supposed to be my First Amendment right to document gang stalking. So how are you fake ass First Amendment auditors defending gang stalkers, which is friendly with the cops, and but you act like y'all speak against cops, but then when it comes to my situation, y'all always making like the cops are in the right. So even these so-called First Amendment auditors, you know, they it's like they being wishy-washy and being fake and playing both sides, especially the popular fakes. You know, so Me and a couple of other people were in my live stream chat, like maybe Thursday night. Excuse me. And was that Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday night. Or was that Friday? No, it was. I think it was Thursday night, cause last night I think was my third night on the streets. So they had So they had hi. Yeah, we were talking about, the First Amendment audit and stuff like that. And then how did this fake First Amendment audit perp, abusive and highly narcissistic comment all the way from Canada. So last night I was listening to my music, excuse me, and minding my business. And for like almost a whole hour I smelled cigarette smoke, but couldn't figure out who it was smoking. And there was a person sitting kind of a little bit further down that little, I don't know which area you call that, but they didn't appear to be smoking, but I smelled it. But then they had these two women that were Indian from India, and one of them was giving me mean, threatening looks. And then the other one kind of half smiled at me or whatever, when they passed by. And then they came and sat near me, but they didn't stay for long. The mean one, I think, was wearing pink. No, she was wearing black, and then the nicer one was wearing pink. And the daughter or whatever was wearing blue, and the dad, I forgot what he was wearing. So, I have video footage of, like the guy came and sat near me, and I figure, oh, he ain't bothering me, oh, he ain't a perp, he's good, A few minutes later, he light up a cigarette. He tried to be subtle with it. And then he stood up. He said, oh, it's not a cigarette, it's a blunt. Well, he stood up like as if he wanted to try to force me to see him and lighten it up. And that's when I started, and I realized, oh, he's a perp. And then I started filming and recording, and y'all saw everything else. It's not unfair for me to be in a public park and being forced homeless, and they getting paid to stalk, follow, and harass and traffic and spread lies of bullying, whatever, and give you a hard time and keep you high stress. So if I'm sitting on a bench, and they have 5 benches down there, and I have complex PTSD and OCD and everything else, why don't I have a right to feel threatened? And also with my history of being attacked, beat up, raped, having things stolen from me, this, that, whatever. Excuse me. Why don't I have a right to be on my guard and hypervigilant? So if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting at the homeless bench, my homeless sleep spot, the bench, and then how am I not supposed to, and look, 2 more perps, Masonic fake red and blue combination, look like 3 of them. One of them's wearing a teal or turquoise shirt. Oh, they all wearing they all getting out the car with perp colors. So, if there's a man that try to come sit on the same bench as me when they have 5 or 6 benches down there, and they say, oh, you can't tell me what to do, it's the public. If he come sit by me and then wait till after he sit by me to light up a cigarette and start smoking it. And then when I put him on film and document he's gang stalking me, then, I get told that I'm the troublemaker and have to leave. If I've been somewhere for 5 or 6 hours, and then somebody comes sit by me and then light up a cigarette and smoke, it's unfair. Why do I have to get up and leave and go somewhere else? And some of these fuckers have homes. And they might send gang stalkers who are not homeless to come out of their house and come do shit to me and harass me at 2 or 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the freaking morning. to disturb my peace and keep me sleep deprived. If people act like as if they're deliberately, quote unquote, missing the point, because if the area is so public, then I got a right to do what I do. Damn you, bitch, open. So I don't have my First Amendment freedom and right to document that they're gang stalking and trying to sex traffic me. I don't have my First Amendment right to document and expose and put the perps on film without being wrongfully permanently kicked out of and banned from somewhere forever. I can't have a Tourette's outburst, but they could be free to blast loud music all they want because it's the public. But you siding with the satanic stalkers but telling me I'm going to hell. And the video with the fake Olaf perp, I think it was the day before yesterday, over 228 views and only 2 thumbs up, only 2 likes on that video. What did I say wrong? And the fake Olaf Palm perp, he tried to tell me that he sees why people hate me so much. Why so many people hate me. Okay, you defending and agreeing with the satanic stalking cult. And then when I point out that you're doing that, y'all want to pretend like y'all injured victims. And then, then falsely accuse me of slandering y'all. Knowing damn well that y'all are participating in gang stalking and harassing. And sex trafficking. And getting paid. But yet, I no longer have an eating disorder with gluttony like I used to when I was on those psych medications. But yet, I get attacked just for eating a normal meal. And I should not have to refrain from eating 3 meals a day just to appease the stalkers. Lately, for the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to push myself to eat all 3 meals a day. But when I'm at this library or some of the libraries here, I don't eat lunch because they don't allow any food in the library at all, And if you have a cup of water with no lid or top on it, they'll have a freaking conniption. So that's why I stopped the habit. I mean, well, it's not a habit, but that's why I stopped eating lunch most days. I train myself to not have lunch most days. Even on some days when I get paid and have my own money. But every now and then, if, on rare occasions, I have treated myself to a nice lunch. And it does not mean 5-star or fancy or expensive, But if I say a decent meal, I mean like a hearty meal or something that will fill you up. Something filling. And that will hold you over for the night and even to the next morning, So a lot of times I eat breakfast and dinner and I don't snack in between. But the stalkers, they're weaponizing my past against me. And they want me on psych medications. I will be greedy for real. I will be greedy for real. Because that's the side effects of the psych medications that make you overeat. And I probably would have been dead by now if I would have still been taking psych medications. Excuse me. I think I would have been dead by now. And I probably will be more obese than what I am. But I heard that the real reason why I'm obese is because of mercury amalgam fillings in my teeth That's poison. That's toxic. And they want to talk about, oh, candy sprays, rubbing alcohol, which is toxic. Well, y'all want to force me to take psychiatric medication, which is poison. So, you don't get to control my life and tell me what to do. Excuse me. But I have a right to live my life free from gang stalking, sex trafficking, and harassment, and cult abuse, and satanic ritual abuse. And fake darnisha, fake damnisha, have been calling me nicknames, fake names, not nicknames, but, offensive names that I don't like. And when I call him names right back, it really bothers him. So it's no longer Darnella, no longer Darsmella, no longer Darnisha, but it is Damnisha now. Because you're going to hell, motherfucker. Y'all stalkers and the narcissistic abusers, y'all going to hell. And then they tell me I'm going to hell. Y'all using projection. But I'm trying what I could to get my soul right with God. Because they're trying to take me out. And they ramp it up. Even yesterday, they were threatening to throw me in the river. Seems like almost everybody's part of the fake Masonic cult. So, thankfully, I have enough help for dinner. And I have some other stuff that I needed to say about this rant. Excuse me. I had some other things to say about this rant, but my mind went blank. And so I was able to get me a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I mean, cause a whole lot of filthy, nasty, dirty dust got in my bags, and I freaked out really hard. But I was able to get me a little bit of more alcohol. I mean, a few small bottles, I feel a little better with that. But as I said, when I'm in a clean hotel, I end up using like way less rubbing alcohol than if I'm in a dirty hotel or motel, or if I'm on the streets. So I'm good for dinner tonight. Thank you so much to the person who helped. I'm too tired to work on any writings today. And but it looks like I'm gonna need help with breakfast tomorrow, and I gotta double check to see if I need help with hotel nights this coming week. I don't know if I could get the free night tomorrow or whatever. It's one free night, and I don't know if I could get a discount night for another night. I don't know. I gotta check. It's not about me just telling my business. I'm, documenting and giving like an open diary of my homelessness and my targeting and my need for help, and also sharing my writings. That's the reason for my presence online, And I'm documenting and talking to my supporter subscribers, even though it's not many of y'all. But the stalkers, I ain't talking to y'all. The only thing I tell y'all is leave me the fuck alone and stay away from me. Something's fucking wrong with y'all. If I hated someone, I wouldn't stalk and watch their every move and claim that I'm sick and tired of that person. So, I love y'all, my supporter subscribers. I love y'all. And I I don't know if I'll just wait till, I don't know if it might be tonight or this evening to try to talk to y'all. All right.